Okay, John, we're first going to work on analyzing your swing with an iron. I've started this analysis at the seventh position, the impact position, which is the most important. Everything the ball does depends on the laws of physics and motion that exist at the moment of impact, and that's about 4 or 5 milliseconds. I'm comparing your swing to Grant Waite, who is considered by many of the top tour players as having one of the best swings in golf. He was a player during the 90s. Now he's one of the better tour player instructors. As you can see, Grant has most of his weight on his left side at impact. In fact, the average pro will have 85% of their weight on the left side at impact. It's a critical fundamental, an important one. You can see where you have more weight on your back foot than you do your front foot. And so certainly one of the things that we need to work on is how to arrive at a fundamentally sound position. The club's position at impact is determined by your body's position at impact, and everything you do prior to impact has the sole purpose of arriving at a fundamentally sound impact position. One of the things we talked about regarding the chip shot was the importance of getting the low point of your golf circle, the low point of your swing, to be in front of the golf ball so that you can hit the ball before you hit the ground. And that will give you maximum power and the maximum transfer of your swing's energy into the golf ball. And that energy is not dampened by having ground contact. So we adjusted your setup in the chipping motion, and we maintained your weight on that left side, which allows you to chip the ball better and hit the ball more cleanly. And we need to do that same thing with the full swing. The other thing I want to look at here is the shaft angle. You can see how Grant's left arm and shaft are basically in a straight line, in that his hands are in front of the golf ball at impact. He has that shaft lean. The fact that he has his hands in front of the golf ball tells us that the low point of his swing is going to be in front of the golf ball. And your hands are pretty much even with the golf ball. They're not as much in front. You don't have that shaft lean. And so one of the things that we're going to be doing is adjusting your swing prior to impact so that you can arrive at impact in the position that Grant's in, where your hands are in front of the golf ball and your weight is on the left side. Here you are at the one position, the start of the swing, and Grant has a little bit more weight on his left side at the beginning of the swing than you do. You can see his left shoulder has crossed that red line. His right hip is to the inside of the right line the right leg red line, and you're kind of sitting back into your left hip a little bit more than Grant is. Your right shoulder is on the outside of the box. So one of the things that we're going to do is slightly adjust your weight distribution at the address position so that you can position yourself at the beginning of the swing that will assist you at arriving at the right impact position. Grant has kind of a little mini impact position as he sets up. He sets up with a little bit of weight on the left. He sets up with his hands in front of the golf ball. Now you are doing that. You do have your hands in front of the golf ball at the address, so you have that shaft lean, which is important at the beginning. So I like that. One thing I would like to add, John, is that I would like you to move your ball a little bit more to your left, toward your left foot, so it's slightly left of center. This will allow you to move toward the left leg and up to the ball instead of past the ball too much. So that will help you have your weight on your left side if we move the ball. I do like the fact that you have flared your feet out a little bit like Grant has. I might want to flare the left foot a little bit more, but not much more. It's not real important at this point in your development. Here we are on the 3 position. This is when the left arm is parallel to the ground. You can see how Grant has maintained his weight on the left side. The left leg almost becomes the axis, and he's stabilizing his axis so that his golf circle is not moving around and swaying to the right. So he just rotates around his left leg axis. You have moved towards your right leg. You can see how your left knee has moved almost to the center of the box, and your hips have slid to the right side in your backswing. So one of the things that we're going to work on is learn how to get into a good 3 position by turning to the right without shifting to the right, without swaying to the right. So you want to feel like you're rotating around your left side as opposed to rocking back into your right side. I do like the fact that you have hinged your wrists. You are also rotating your lower body. You turned your hips. Your belt buckle is facing out to the right, the same way that Grant has. Now Grant is able to turn his shoulders a little bit more than you. And once you learn to rotate around your left leg instead of rocking to the right, and where you're turning to the right instead of rocking to the right, that turning to the right will create more shoulder turn and more circular power in your golf swing. I had mentioned earlier that everything we do prior to impact has the sole purpose of arriving at a fundamentally sound impact position. If you look at Grant, you can certainly see that the things that he does with his weight shift allows him to arrive at a fundamentally sound impact position because he keeps weight on his left foot throughout the backswing. So it's going to be easy for him to arrive at impact with his weight on his left side. You have moved, here we are in the 4th position, and this is at the top of the backswing. And because you have rocked to the right and kept your weight on your right and haven't really begun any kind of movement to the left, you're just not going to arrive at that impact position with your weight on your left side. You're just not going to be able to catch up quick enough. Another important fundamental in a golf swing is maintaining an extension in your left arm. This keeps the radius of your golf circle constant all the way through the swing, and it keeps the size of your circle at its maximum. And if you can have a bigger circle, you'll have more club head speed at the end of that circle. When you move from 3 to 4, your left elbow breaks down a little bit. And so we're going to work on how to prevent that, and so that you can maintain an extended left arm throughout the backswing. Now, the way that we're going to build a proper 4 position is by first building a proper 3 position. So most of our work going forward will be in learning how to move from position 1 to position 3 and have a very good 3 position. Here we are in the 8th position. This is the first post-impact position. Now the ball has already left the club face, so the position you're in here has no influence on the ball, but it does provide clues as to what you might have been doing through impact. And you can see Grant has even more weight on his left side in the 8th position than he had even in the 7th position. So he is continually moving towards the target with his weight, and so he's moving left, and you have continued to move right. So you have what we call a reverse weight shift, and you're shifting to your back leg where Grant is shifting to his front leg. You can also see how both of his arms are extended, his elbows are pinched closer together. He almost has the letter Y with his 2 arms and the shaft. And so his sternum is the spine from the top of his sternum to his belly button is almost in the same line as the shaft of the club. And yours is you've already flipped your club. You can see how your left wrist is bowed, and you flipped your club with your hands, and you're not really hitting the ball with the turning of the core of your swing. And so once you learn to hit with straight arms and keeping your elbows closer together, you'll have a more powerful golf swing. So going forward, the first piece of the swing that we're going to build is the piece 1 and piece 3. I need you to move from 1 to 3 fundamentally correct, so that you're more you start with a little bit of weight on your left side and you keep it there in your backswing, and you learn how to rotate around your left leg axis, and learn how to do that by keeping your left arms extended and not breaking down. So those will be the things that we work on, and it'll come pretty quickly with some drills that I will give you. And then once you have that, you'll feel a whole new dynamic swing that then you'll carry to the next step in the swing. And once you have a good 3 position, then you'll be able to hit through the ball with extended arms. And that'll be a very important piece of the swing.